Swadika, good morning. My name is Anna Ananon. I'm a 19-year-old youth activist from Thailand. It's an honor to be here. In 2020, when I was 14, I took to the streets to advocate for civil rights, political rights, children's rights, and rights to education. Alongside many other young activists, as a result of my activism, the authorities responded with violence, using tear gas against protesters. I was also subjected to harassment and surveillance. Non-uniformed officers followed me everywhere, from my home to my tutoring session. They even escorted my grandparents to a protest that I wasn't attending. I was placed on a watch list. Both my personal information and my family personal information was collected, including their work history, social security number, and political views. I was placed in the watch list alongside with several children. Youngest person who was placed in the watch list is 14 years old. One experience that still frightened me happened when I was 16. I was about to have a meal with my friends when the police officer and the Department of Child and Youth arrested me, assuming that I was going to a protest or cause any public disorder. They dragged me out of the restaurant and held me for hours without charges or telling me my rights. Even though they released me later, the harm had already been done to me and my family. Child protection mechanisms have never been used to protect child activists, but to silence us. What the Department of Child and Youth did to me that day was no different from how child abusers claim to be child-friendly. How could government officials claim to be protecting children while abusing them? Seeing those involved in child abuse still working with international NGOs, receiving funds, getting promoted, and most importantly, working with children terrifies me. You never know if they might abuse another child again. These people should be on child abuse registry, not the Department of Child and Youth. This led me to submit a communication to the UN, but however, the Thai government never addressed the concern raised. I'm not the only person who experienced this. I lost hope seeing my friends lose their freedom from just exercising their rights. Many of them put their lives and bodies in the line, going on hunger strike while in detention. They have been left with so little choice. Last year, Bong Natipon, an activist charged under less measures, passed away in custody, while she was in pre-trial detention. A communication regarding death in custody of Bong Natipon was sent to UN. However, there is no response from the government yet. This year, another activist is going on a hunger strike, Khanun Sirapop. He is currently in prison for less measures and have spent almost a year in prison. All he demands is right to bail. An hour ago, another female activist, Aikanuthai, announced that she is going on a hunger strike while she was in prison for less measures. Since early 2020, at least 278 people have been charged with less measures, including 20 children. And the youngest person who has been charged with less measures is just 14 years old. The People Amnesty Bill was proposed last year, but lawmakers still disagree on whether or not less measures should be included. This left many people charged and detained without any hope. Yesterday, 4 political prisoners faced physical harassment in prison. Then some of them were transferred to high-security prison. When I heard that Thailand is running for a seat in UN Human Rights Council, I was shocked. I thought that this position was meant for those who intend to protect human rights. Thailand has a seat in UN Human Rights Council for the 2025 to 2027 term, but human rights violation continues to happen here. The government still refuses to engage with international human rights mechanism. Not only ILO that was mentioned earlier last week, but others like OPCAT, the ICC, UN Special Procedures. What we want is for the Thai government to take accountability. It must issue public apology, compensate the victim, and be held legally accountable. This also goes for authorities involved in human rights violations such as harassing activists, using violence against protesters, and participating in enforced disappearance. Last week, the UN Secretary of State announced a visa restriction on government officials who were involved in forced return of Uyghurs. I'm delighted to see this kind of action taken against those who violate human rights, and I hope that this kind of action would be taken by European Parliament as well. I want to see travel restriction for those who violate human rights and a platform where those whose rights were violated could submit a report to. I would hope to see season of assets for those who engage in human rights violation. And lastly, I hope to see funding cut and cooperation for the government agent who involved in human rights violation limited. Thank you very much.